Oh, we're live right now? All right, ladies and gentlemen. We're live. We're shooting it. We got Blair in the house. Blair served a boatload of people tonight. How are you feeling at the end of the night? Do you need a cupcake?
Yeah, I'll probably get one.
Diz, can you go grab me one of them chocolate cupcakes? Bring it back here for Blair. Mr. Hargrove. Blake, you know what you're doing over there? Are you doing curls? You saw Gunnar doing them, didn't you? I am the greatest. I got him. So, should I sit down? Should I stand? I think I'll stand. I'll wander around. First of all, come on. Maybe you guys get to take a tour of what we got going on here at the gym. We got a pretty awesome gym at Top Line. We got stuff everywhere right now. We're going to have Blake in the background of this set. I think he's trying to pump up the biceps a little bit. Let's see what we got here.
Coach me up on it.
Oh, the arms look kind of fat right now.
Blown up a little bit.
They look fat. Or is it a shirt smaller?
Shirt's an XL.
Is it? That thing's sounding a little rough. I think we might need a little WD-40 on it. All right, guys, so today I wanted to take you guys through something that I think is one of the most important and undervalued things in the entire universe. Why don't you come right on the flip side of this over here, Dizzard Jr. So, we live in an era where you have this iPhone tethered to your wrist at all times. Pretty soon, I'm pretty sure you'll have some sort of optic lens that will have you looking at this thing 24/7. Maybe you won't even live in reality. It'll literally just be floating around in the web. But that's not necessarily where we're at right now, because you still have access to some of the most important tools in the world. Two of those tools that are very undervalued are a pen and paper. And if you've ever seen me walking around, you know that I've always got a notebook with me, okay? And maybe it's because me and Britt were just talking, it's because maybe I'm not the world's smartest guy. But what I do have is I have a lot of common sense, like a very extremely healthy dose of common sense. And common sense tells me if I'm not as smart, what I need to do is be more prepared. I need to be more meticulous, and I need to have a better strategy and a better structure to days and tasks and know what I need to do, know what my musts are, which we've talked about on shows before this. But one of my biggest secrets is just writing things down. Writing my thoughts down, writing notes down, writing little notes about conversations down that I'm having with people. Right here, this is some prayers and some gratitude and things I was thankful for. So what I'm actually going to do right now is I'm actually looking at a notebook from Friday, August 10th, which was just yesterday, and I was talking to the crew. I opened this up because I always like to look back and see where I was at, because a lot of things that happened in the past will end up repeating themselves. And so I'm looking at a few of these things. Literally, here's some notes from myself on August 10th, 2018 at Shorewood Collectivo, because that morning, if I remember, was the morning I was watching Britt's brother, JJ, and Noah, two of my clients, in one of their high school football scrimmage games, which I kind of miss because we don't have football right now. But in any event, so I'm sitting here on a Friday morning. It says, thoughts and questions and clarity. I bet you didn't think that I write that kind of stuff down, but I do. That's one of my hidden secrets. So I say this: define success, semicolon. Isn't that crazy?
That's crazy.
Isn't that crazy to think? Define success. Being at peace and being able to lay my head down at the end of the day, having good character, constant progress, improvement, iterations, strong and healthy relationships, being with similar people, being unique and different, impacting lives, humility, and serving and honoring God. It's pretty cool to look back and see that. Now, how about this? What about your life do you need to question? I write this down. So this is what I was talking to the team about yesterday. Here are the questions. Why am I not going bigger? Why am I still in the same place with Top Line a couple of years ago, doing the same things over and over? Why don't I invest more money into Top Line? Why do you check your phone all the time? Why do you care about what other people think about you? And how can you shift your life for the better today? That's the next question I write down, okay? All important questions. Wouldn't you say that those are important questions you guys should write down? Sell the real estate, turn Top Line into a business instead of being self-employed, be a leader, know what you're doing and know what you shouldn't be doing, and then it just says go take action. Pretty important notes. Now, do you guys take notes like that every day? Do you guys ask yourself those kinds of questions every day to propel your life forward, to get yourself moving in the right direction? Because they're very simple questions, and they'll give you very direct answers about what things you need to change and improve upon. So about 2 months after this, 3 months after this, I started trying to recruit. I recruited Blake, the guy who was just pumping out his arms up. I did recruit Blair. Where's Blair? I did recruit Blair, and then he went on vacation to Hawaii. How'd that work out?
Oh, the vacation was great.
The vacation was good, but it was delayed because I moved on. And it actually hurts me because we should have had you in earlier.
You would have been the first one.
You would have been the first one. In any event, Britt on the other side of the camera was the first one. So I started recruiting. We also had other people in here that came through. Didn't last long. But in any event, so I write these things down, and then every day after this, you can see I'm making different progress. So just that little thing, Friday, thoughts, questions, and clarity. So important. I encourage you guys all out there to grab a notebook. Doesn't have to be this one. I think we're actually going to make one. Me and Britt were just talking about that. We're going to come up with like a top line target tracker, which is going to have everything in there from goals, goal setting, to targets, to quarterly reports on what you've done and what you haven't done. And I'll be honest, I mean, look at this. This is, every day is filled out. Every day is tracked. If I had an important meeting with somebody, some days my handwriting's real good. I think it's a split personality. Some days it's good. Some days I don't know what's going on. Like, that's a pretty good one right there. And at the end of the day, Michelle writes me a little note and sticks it in there, even though I don't like when people mess with my notebooks, Michelle. But in any event, you guys got to have your notebooks. You guys got to take little notes. Did you have any important conversations with anyone today where you learned something or someone told you something that maybe you could forget if you just trusted your brain?
Yeah.
Did you? Did you write notes down? Did you? Well, yeah, I was talking with Blake poolside today. We were running through some big ideas. Did anybody tell you anything tonight during your training sessions, in the chaos of the training, that they were going through something, or that's?
Yep. I remember it though, but I should write it down.
But will you remember it tomorrow or the next day or a year from now? It's important to be able to go back and look back at things.
Write this down.
I remember in this time of year this year, one of my clients ended up with cancer. And I remember, a lot of these pages are me, sending him out good vibes and saying some prayers for him. And he ended up doing okay. It's just important to be able to go look back and see where you were, and then to be able to know if you're making any progress in life. So it's free for the most part. I mean, it's like $10. It's time and energy and effort that you put into it. And sitting down, think about that. I'm a 31-year-old guy sitting here writing these things down. That's not just something you typically expect, but I was doing that at 28, 27, 26, 24, and even now at 34. And I suggest that it doesn't matter if you're a male, female, or what, it doesn't matter what you are. You should still be able to track and know where you're going in life, because it's so important. It's your life. And I just want you guys to be able to remember, you don't necessarily have to go into technology and MacBooks and this, that, and the other to have everything perfect. All you need is a blank sheet of paper. You need a pen, and you need to be able to ask yourself the right questions. How do you view success? What about your life do you need to question right now? And how can you shift your life for the better today? Plain and simple. We'll catch you guys on the next episode.